A letter of reassurance to the anti-abortion militia. It's scary, isn't it? The idea of an induced miscarriage of a real, innocent human being? It irks your sensibilities. You recoil in disgust at the heartlessness of it. It offends you. Something must be done, mustn't it? Surely, something must be done. Plant a seed, and it grows. It grows into a plant that bears fruit and reproduces. Life is a beautiful process, a cycle we not only know is wholesome, but truly feel is right and good. There's something different about a human, though, isn't there? Some spark that sets us apart from all the rest. We celebrate the life and mourn the death of a human like no other life. Birds and beasts have their flesh dedicated to our nourishment every day, but a human life, no matter how lowly, is sacred in our eyes. But what is special about us? I submit to you, human consciousness is that precious thing. How our spirit interacts with our world and each other. Our words and thoughts can be inscribed on paper a world away, yet they're still truly ours. They're still us. Who we develop to be is unique. Our stories each stand alone, even in their togetherness. How much of that spark glows within an unborn child? Does any sentience course within them? Molyneux's problem ponders whether a blind man from birth, fully aware of the shape of an object through touch, would recognize said object upon receiving sight. Are we given any intrinsic comprehension of our universe from our genes? No. Recently this dilemma could be tested. Patients receiving sight for the first time were able to teach us how sight must be utterly learned. We are born with nothing, and from that moment on we learn, and we learn, and we learn. It's why early childhood is so important, because every single facet of our humanity must be discovered, taught, and deliberately cultivated. A fetus grows like a flower, yet we do not weep when the stalk is pruned, for we understand the nature of growth. We understand that which truly matters is not flesh and blood, but laughter and love. Did you know there are people working on creating lab-grown organs for transplant? Instead of waiting for a donor candidate who may never eventuate, their goal is to provide hope and life to patients. Simple structures like windpipes and urethras have been successfully transplanted, and more complex organs are on their way. Organs like the heart. Can you see where I'm going with this? An aspect of abortion that some people have trouble with is how early a fetus's heart starts beating. Doesn't that mean anything? People are growing laboratory hearts now, and reflexively they beat on their own. It's not a soul. It's just an organic machine, a wind-up toy. Like a character on a movie screen, sometimes a fetus can look alive, can look human, and sometimes for a moment we let ourselves believe. But it's important to understand the difference between reality and fiction. You want to do good. You want to do what's right. Please, realize that abortion is never a decision taken lightly, and that you're helping no one by attacking vulnerable girls and women who recognize for whatever reason they cannot let this biological process become a child. There are, however, positive actions you can take to make a difference. One way is to support better sexual education and better availability of contraception. Helping young people understand their bodies and the options available to them is crucial for avoiding unwanted pregnancies. Failure rates for common contraceptive forms can range from 2% to a fraction of percent with perfect use. Notice how neither of these numbers are zero. A couple can responsibly and proactively take measures to prevent conception and yet still find themselves pregnant. This brings me to the second way you can help reduce abortions: supporting the living wage movement. If someone can work full-time, 11-hour days, and still struggle to support themselves, supporting a child is not viable. By offering young couples the promise of a living wage, you're offering them the option of keeping an unwanted pregnancy. The time for immaturity and fear is over. The time to grow up and do right by your neighbor is now. Or at least, that's how I see it.